She inherited a piece of empty land nobody wanted. She sold her car, borrowed from friends, took out loans, and built a modern home for $2 million. She sold it for $5 million. Then she did it again and again. At 28 years old, she owns a real estate development company worth $40 million. This is the exact strategy she used to turn one piece of land into an empire. Her name was Sofia Ramirez. And at 25, she was standing on a piece of land that represented everything her family had worked for. Her father had passed away 6 months earlier. He left her one thing: 2.3 acres of undeveloped land in Austin, Texas. No money, no savings, just land. The property was in a decent neighborhood, but it had been sitting empty for 15 years, overgrown with weeds, no utilities connected. A flat, unremarkable piece of dirt that nobody looked at twice. Sofia's relatives had clear advice. Sell it. Take the $220,000 the land was worth and use it for something practical. Pay off student loans. Buy a condo. Start a retirement account. Be responsible. But Sofia saw something different. She saw location. The land was 12 minutes from downtown Austin, 4 blocks from a new Tesla facility under construction, 2 miles from a popular shopping district. The neighborhood was gentrifying rapidly. New restaurants, coffee shops, and tech workers moving in. Comparable homes in the area were selling for $4.5 to $6 million. Modern designs, 3 to 4 bedrooms, premium finishes. Sofia did the math. If she could build a 3,200 square foot modern home on this land, construction cost would be approximately $625 per square foot. Total, $2 million. Sale price based on comparable $5 million. Profit, $3 million. On paper, it was perfect. In reality, Sofia had massive problems. She had no money. She was working as a marketing coordinator, making $58,000 per year. She had $11,000 in savings. She had no construction experience. She had no real estate license. She had no contractor relationships. And she was a 25-year-old woman trying to enter one of the most male-dominated industries in America. When Sofia told people her plan, the reactions were predictable. Her uncle, a contractor himself, laughed. "Sofia, you don't just build a house. You need permits, architects, engineers, contractors, inspectors. You need relationships. You need experience. You're going to lose everything." Her aunt said, "Honey, this isn't for someone like you. Real estate development is for men with money and connections. Just sell the land." Her friends were gentler but equally skeptical. "Maybe start smaller? Flip a condo first?" Even the first 3 banks she approached rejected her loan application immediately. Too young, no experience, high risk. Female applicant in construction, statistically higher failure rate. But Sofia refused to accept no. She spent 3 months preparing. She studied everything. She took online courses in real estate development, construction management, and project finance. She visited 40 new construction sites, introducing herself to contractors, asking questions, learning the process. She analyzed 100-plus recent home sales in Austin, understanding what buyers wanted. She created a detailed business plan, architectural renderings, construction timeline, budget breakdown, comparable sales analysis, profit projections. She wasn't guessing. She was building a system. Sofia found a credit union that specialized in alternative lending for underrepresented entrepreneurs. She pitched them with everything she'd learned. The loan officer, a woman in her 50s, saw something in Sofia: determination, preparation, vision. The credit union approved a construction loan, $1.6 million at 8.5% interest. But there was a problem. Sofia needed $400,000 more to reach her $2 million budget. The construction loan covered 80% of costs. She needed to bring 20% equity. Here's what Sofia did. She sold her car, a 2019 Honda Accord she'd been making payments on, for $15,000. She liquidated her entire $11,000 in savings. She borrowed $50,000 from her mother, who took out a home equity line of credit. She borrowed $35,000 from her best friend, whose family believed in her. She borrowed $25,000 each from 3 former co-workers who became informal investors, promising 20% return when the house sold. She maxed out 2 credit cards for $40,000 in cash advances at brutal interest rates. She took a personal loan from an online lender, $80,000 at 14% interest. She scraped together every possible dollar. Total raised, $401,000. Sofia was all in. If this failed, she'd lose everything and owe massive debt. But she believed in the numbers. Phase 1. Design and permitting. Sofia hired an architect who specialized in modern residential design. She was clear about her vision. Clean lines, floor-to-ceiling windows, open floor plan, neutral palette, luxury finishes. The design would appeal to tech executives and young families. The architect delivered renderings in 6 weeks. Sofia submitted plans to the city. Permitting took 3 months, typical for Austin. Phase 2. Construction. Sofia interviewed 8 general contractors. 7 were men who looked at her like she was a little girl playing business. One asked if her husband would be involved in decisions. Another quoted her 30% higher than market rate, assuming she wouldn't know better. Sofia fired all of them. The 8th contractor was a woman named Maria, who ran a small but highly rated construction firm. Maria respected Sofia's preparation. She gave an honest quote, $1.95 million for complete construction. Timeline, 11 months. Sofia hired her immediately. Construction began in April 2022. Sofia was on site every single day. Not because she didn't trust Maria, because she wanted to learn everything. She watched the foundation pour. She learned about framing, electrical rough-in, plumbing systems, HVAC installation, drywall, flooring, cabinetry. She asked 10,000 questions. She documented everything. She made decisions constantly. Tile selection, hardware finishes, lighting fixtures, paint colors, landscaping. Every choice mattered. Every choice affected the final sale price. The build had challenges. Supply chain delays pushed timeline to 13 months. Material costs increased 12% mid-construction, eating into budget. Sofia had to inject another $40,000 from a hard money lender at 16% interest just to finish. But by May 2023, the house was complete. 3,200 square feet. 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms. Chef's kitchen with Thermador appliances, primary suite with spa bathroom, home office, outdoor living space with built-in grill, smart home technology throughout. The house was stunning. Sofia hired a real estate agent who specialized in luxury properties. They listed at $4.9 million. Professional photography, drone footage, virtual tour, open house for agents. The response was immediate. 3 offers in the first week. Bidding war. Final sale price, $5.2 million. Close in 45 days. Let's break down the numbers. Total project cost, $2.04 million. Land value included at $220,000. Construction $1.82 million. Sale price, $5.2 million. Closing costs and agent commission, approximately $280,000. Net proceeds, $4.92 million. Subtract project cost, $2.04 million. Gross profit, $2.88 million. Now, Sofia had to pay back everyone. Credit union construction loan, $1.6 million. Personal loans and credit cards, $120,000. Friends and family, $185,000 with promised returns. Total repayment, approximately $2.1 million including interest and returns. Sofia's net profit after all repayments, $780,000. In 16 months, she'd turned $0 into $780,000. Most people would celebrate, pay off remaining debt, take a vacation. Sofia did something different. She immediately started Project 2, Phase 3, systematize and scale. Sofia realized she'd just proven a formula. Find undervalued land in gentrifying area plus build modern high-end home plus sell to affluent buyers equals massive profit. Now she needed to repeat it systematically. Within 3 months, Sofia acquired 2 more land parcels. Property 2, 1.8 acres in East Austin, $195,000 purchase price. Property 3, 2.1 acres in North Austin, $240,000 purchase price. She used her $780,000 profit as equity for both projects. Here's where Sofia's genius showed. She didn't wait for property 1 to close before planning property 2. She overlapped projects. While property 1 was in construction, she was acquiring property 2. While property 2 was in permitting, she started property 3. This created constant cash flow. Property 2, built for $1.85 million, sold for $4.7 million. Net profit, $690,000. Timeline, 14 months. Property 3, built for $2.1 million, sold for $5.4 million. Net profit, $820,000. Timeline, 13 months. By late 2024, Sofia had completed 3 projects. Total profit, $2.29 million. But the real transformation was operational. Sofia had built a system. She had relationships with 5 architects. She had 3 trusted general contractors. She had preferred rates with material suppliers. She had relationships with luxury real estate agents. She knew the permitting process inside out. She could evaluate land in 20 minutes. She could estimate construction costs within 5% accuracy. She could predict sale prices based on comps. She wasn't guessing anymore. She was executing a system. Phase 4. Aggressive expansion and team building. Sofia registered a company, Ramirez Development Group. She hired 2 full-time employees, a project manager to oversee construction and an acquisitions analyst to find land deals. She established a line of credit with a commercial bank, $5 million based on her track record. She no longer needed to borrow from friends or max out credit cards. She was a legitimate developer. Between 2024 and early 2025, Sofia completed 9 more projects, properties 4 through 12, each following the same blueprint. Undervalued land in high-growth Austin neighborhoods, modern luxury design, 3,000 to 4,000 square feet, 1.8 million to 2.4 million construction cost, 4.5 million to 6.2 million sale price. Some projects she built sequentially. Others she ran simultaneously, managing 3 active construction sites at once with her project manager. By the time Sofia turned 28 in March 2025, her company's numbers looked like this: 12 completed projects. Total project costs, $24.8 million. Total sales, $62.4 million. Total profit after all costs, $14.2 million. Sofia's personal net worth, approximately $8.6 million after taxes, reinvestment, and team salaries. Company valuation. Her development company, with proven systems, strong relationships, and pipeline of future projects, valued at approximately $40 million based on comparable real estate development firms. But beyond money, Sofia had built something more valuable: credibility. The contractors who dismissed her now competed for her projects. The banks that rejected her now called offering better terms. The industry that told her this isn't for women now featured her in trade publications. She was invited to speak at real estate conferences. She mentored young women entering development. She proved that preparation beats connections, systems beat experience, and determination beats doubt. So what can you learn from Sofia's story? Lesson 1. Start with what you have, not what you lack. Sofia didn't have money, but she had land. She leveraged it. Application. What asset do you have that others undervalue? Start there. Lesson 2. Preparation beats permission. Sofia didn't wait for someone to teach her. She studied obsessively. When she pitched lenders, she knew more than they expected. Application. Deep knowledge creates credibility. Study your industry until you're the expert. Lesson 3. Ignore the doubters, especially those who judge based on demographics. Every man who dismissed Sofia because she was young and female was wrong. She proved it with results. Application: let results speak. Prove them wrong through execution. Lesson 4. Risk everything when the math makes sense. Sofia sold her car, borrowed from everyone, maxed out credit cards. It looked reckless, but she'd done the analysis. The numbers worked. Application: calculated risk based on solid data is different from reckless gambling. Know the difference. Lesson 5. Systematize early, scale aggressively. After Project 1, Sofia didn't celebrate. She systematized the process and immediately repeated it. Application: once something works, document it, systematize it, and scale it before the market changes. Lesson 6. Build relationships during success. Sofia's contractors, architects, and agents became long-term partners because she treated them well during winning projects. Application: your network during success becomes your safety net during challenges. Lesson 7. Create value, extract equity. Sofia wasn't just building houses. She was creating $3 million in value per project. That value creation is wealth. Application: focus on creating genuine value. Profit naturally follows. Sofia Ramirez didn't inherit money. She inherited dirt. She didn't have connections. She built them. She didn't have experience. She earned it. She had 3 things: vision to see opportunity, courage to risk everything, and discipline to execute systematically. At 25, she inherited land nobody wanted. At 26, she built her first house and proved the model. At 27, she was managing multiple projects simultaneously. At 28, she owns a $40 million real estate development company and has built 12 luxury homes. At 29, she's planning her first multi-unit development. Her story isn't about real estate. It's about refusing to accept limitations others place on you. Every industry has gatekeepers who say, you can't. Every path has doubters who say, you shouldn't. Sofia's response was simple: watch me. You don't need inheritance. You don't need connections. You don't need permission. You need a system that creates value, the courage to execute it, and the discipline to repeat it. Sofia started with land and debt. What's your starting point? What do you have that others undervalue? What system could you build? Tell us in the comments. Subscribe to Success Stories for more real strategies from real entrepreneurs who refuse to accept no. A small step is the beginning of a big story.